Yo. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the #1 sports and cultural podcast in the world. Hashtag SNN, hitting you with the most current world trending topics, giving you the most accurate sports reporting and analysts in the world. Let's go, fellas. Talk your shit.
Good job,
Yo.
Episode 4. We back in the building.
Back in the building, man. I guess we gave y'all a little week off because we had a high school segment, but we back
High
in
school
the building.
extravaganza.
Yeah, we can't give another week off like that.
The high school popped pretty well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris. We had some little technical difficulties starting the pod.
Listen, today we have Pivot Productions. We got the video coming up now, guys.
Shout to the young man.
So we'll always be, posting videos now. Live camera in effect.
Berto, you got an Instagram you want us to shout? Just Pivot Productions. Okay, Pivot Productions on Instagram.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We gotta get that
Facebook and all that. Everything same name.
Twitter.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, we gotta get the
make
Twitter
it Twitter.
popping.
Yeah,
we gotta get the Twitter popping for my man.
Twitter,
Support the young man. Support the young man. Y'all need the videos. Y'all need
TikTok, all that shit.
Y'all need videos. Y'all need highlights. Y'all need pictures. Anything you need for your sporting event, any kind of event.
Shout out, young man is a freshman in high school and he's doing his thing. I'm very impressed by the young man.
Right.
You'll catch him at 6X All-Star Weekend, catching some photos, catching the magic. So shout to Berto, man.
Everything, shout to Berto and 6X. Shout to John.
Yep, and also we want to shout out 5-Star Heart, Bobby McLaren. Doing the thing with the kids. Been doing this.
Is that a flag organization or is that?
It's an organization for the
it's
youth.
An organization for the youth. Listen,
and y'all left him out in the last episode.
Yes, we did.
What's his name? Bobby.
Bobby McLaren.
Get on, Bobby.
No, Bobby's the
Bobby. That sound like a dad of your friend. Something like your dad's friend or something.
His dad coached me in high school. I played with his brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, real good guy. He's very influential
from Bethlehem
in the Valley. Yes,
he went to Navy.
He's doing a lot of good things.
Went to the Navy.
Played football at Navy.
At Navy. So he had to go to Navy then too, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say one thing too. Is there any 8th graders that got a 2.5 GPA or above?
2.5 GPA.
2.5 GPA or above.
Like we were measuring something.
But it's the same thing as 2.5.
Yeah.
So full disclosure, Tone never got over 2.5.
Nah, I was 3 all the time, though. 2.8, 3.
Tone was doctoring that before.
2.5.
Yeah.
I got caught the one time. I had all D's. I switched them to B's.
Yo, I did that one time. I had an F and I switched it to a B.
Yo, Chris, I tell you, I don't know if Tony ever told you this, son. So Tone had his report card doctored by Josh Holly.
Yeah.
Yo, we get to Tone crib. Michelle is ecstatic. Tone mom is mad proud of him for getting all his grades up. Yeah. She gives him like 100 bones. We go to like Pizza Hot Dog. We buy some weed. So it's like, yo, I feel mad bad, yo.
Shout to Mama Michelle. Shout to Mama Michelle.
Yeah, but if anybody 2.5 GPA or above, if y'all want to join a 7-on-7 program, 5-Star Hearts are organizing a 7-on-7 for a March tournament.
A flag only?
No flag. 7-on-7.
7.
Yo, give for Bobby McLaren 5-Star Heart.
Yes, sir. Future SNN guests on the high school podcast.
Yes.
So what, do all those teams compete? Like, do we different? Like, all that?
We different.
No, we different flag. Those are flag.
6X, we different. Bobby.
There's a difference between flag and 7-on-7,
So 7-on-7 is not flag?
No. It's like 2-hand touch.
Flag is flag, 7-on. It's like Pass Kelly.
Yeah.
It's like Pass Kelly, just like 2-hand touch.
So it's like a reps.
Yeah, basically it's reps. It's competitive reps.
It's a pass Kelly, though. You got linebackers, safeties, corners. They're playing coverage. They're doing legit route concepts and pass routes and stuff like that. So,
well, they should be.
Yeah, that's the yeah.
But anyways, man, we back. We missed some. I think we missed a preview of the conference championship week. We missed that episode, but it's all good. Whose
fault was it?
But I'm just saying to
slept for like 8 hours or for 12 hours.
To clarify, though, I had Chiefs and 49ers last week if anything, if we did do a pod.
I bet he did. I bet he did.
Bet like slide, if anything. Had Chiefs
I actually did have Chiefs and Niners, and I posted about it.
Niners money line.
I posted about it in the group.
Had Lions 6 plus 6.5 and 49ers.
Are we getting
the bet,
Chris
my
on the
bets
line?
were off.
Who?
Oh, well, on the next topic, right? On the Niners, Lions.
No, yeah, Niners Lions.
Okay.
Line. All right, we'll break down the most recent games.
All right, so
most
yeah, we're going to
recent.
go with the conference championships. First up are the Chiefs and the Ravens. This one here, the MVP.
Don't turn his back to me.
It was a rough one.
For the culture, man. I seen a tweet. They said, when has For the Culture won?
Yeah. 0 for 403, it said. It said 0 for 403.
Damn, man.
If anybody thought it was going to be a Detroit-Baltimore Super Bowl, you was drunk.
I mean, it was a decent game. I mean, it started off, both teams came down. I mean, Chiefs came down, scored, and then Ravens got the ball back, scored. So you think it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah.
After that, there wasn't much scoring. Chiefs didn't score in the second half. Ravens, only scored 10 points.
3 points in the second half.
Yeah,
So,
field goal in fourth quarter.
Shout out to the Chiefs, though, man. Andy Reid, Mahomes. My whole thing about that game, again, I said this a couple years ago. Mahomes, the Andy Reid, that system, they're checking down. They're throwing. I seen like an average pass attempt chart. Everybody, Lamar, Goff, Purdy, they was all over 10, 11 yards per attempt. Mahomes is like 5.8. You know what I'm saying? So he was checking down, quick passes to Kelsey, getting it out to the sideline quick. It ain't give no time for that Ravens pass rush to get to Mahomes
and what
at
did I
all.
always used to say about Tom Brady? Like, he gets the ball out and checks it down. And the people, sometimes you think of it as a negative thing, but you got to get the ball out versus good pass rush, and you got to get positive yards. In playoff games, everything is amplified. Every 1 yard is more like 3 yards. You know, if you can get that 4-yard completion,
and it's like I didn't think the Ravens blitzed that much either. Like, they didn't bring much pressure, they didn't blitz that much. So if they're dropping back 6, 7,
playing
8,
the coverages,
and they're still, he's still completing that pass. Well, hey, if you complete 2 passes for 4 yards, 5 yards, a run in there, there you go. You first down. You're moving the chains. You're moving the chains. The first half, Ravens barely had the ball.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I think they might have only had the ball for 2.5 possessions.
Low-key, it looked like it was going to be a blowout after the first 6 or 7 minutes of the game. You thought, wow, if KC scores again, this is it. You know, like,
right.
It kind of never made it to that point, though. But in the second half, it was always like, well, like you were waiting for...
Both defenses stepped up second half.
Kansas City had like 60 total yards in the second half.
They had 6 possessions in the second half, and they ended punt, first down to end the game.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that was my whole thing about just the whole, like, Lamar being a quarterback thing and the pocket passer shit is because he just needs to run the ball. Like, just run the ball a little bit, pick up some first downs. You see Odell goes over to him and is begging him to basically run the ball. And that's what you do best.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I had said that earlier in the year, though, because
best, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think that some people, they call it football Twitter and all this Twitter. A lot of those guys were hyping up this Monken guy, but that shit almost looked the same as Greg Roman's weak ass.
Offensive coordinator?
Yeah. Like, they pass the ball a lot more. You know what I'm saying? They're asking Lamar to pass the ball a lot more. But the route concepts still look trash. But there's not many crossing routes and over routes and stuff like that you see from McVay, Shanahan, Johnson, Slowick, guys like that. Even but
you ever think about the reason why? You ever think about the quarterback is limiting his OCs,
offensive coordinator is not going to dumb down his offense. He's not going to dumb down his offense. That's the offensive coordinator's that's the offensive coordinator's offense. That's their route concepts. That's what they're doing. That's their offense. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, yes, Lamar should have ran the ball more, But for them
A
to
lot
drop
more.
him back,
A lot more,
There
yeah.
was
not even just Lamar though. Not just Lamar. They should have just ran the ball more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lamar had 50 of the 62 total yards rushing.
But I think
You know
a
what
lot
I'm
of times
saying?
they were calling passing plays, hoping
54
that
to
he's
be
going to
exact.
scramble on. You know what I mean?
54 yards.
54 yards
Total rushing.
Yeah.
Lamar had like 48 of them.
I mean, they had
No,
like
he had 54 of them.
Oh.
I'm telling you.
I think
And a
they had
fumble.
3 carries in the first half. Or 3 carries in the second half or some shit. But
I tell you what, too. I think, the last couple of years he had that knee injury. I think he like broke his kneecap or whatever last year. Lamar.
oh, they're all injured, man. I mean, like,
So,
the guy won
I
MVP.
just see-
the dude won
I
MVP.
just see
so
him
to
the
be like
way-
he had this injury is kind of like
Ain't nobody saying that. I'm just saying the
cop-out
way
style
the
on
way
that.
he runs on that, even that tip ball that he caught, and they went on it on 4th and 1 where they did
he
the
still
QB
looks
sneak.
fast as hell on that play.
No, I think
looked
I
like
think
the
in
quickest
years
guy on the
past,
field.
his first year or two, he's running past those linebackers. I really think he's kind of like stopping. He's doing his weak ass stiff arm.
So-
He's stutter stepping and shit like that. In years past, Lamar's putting his foot in the ground and he's trying to split 2 defenders. I think now injury, longevity, not getting hurt, being older, all that is in his mind when he runs.
When
now.
he's trying to run.
You know
So
what I'm
you
saying?
think
So
that's
he's
a big
27.
factor why he
he's
don't run?
He's protecting himself. No, he runs. He still runs. I'm just saying when
A
he
lot
runs,
of those though, like that 1 3rd and 2.
I mean, that's just his. That's just this game.
He's sitting in the pocket, just bang, bang, not nothing. Then he reverses field to lose yards when he could have just took off originally, got the fucking first down, and
Right,
keep it moving.
right.
And this is my thing about Lamar Jackson, and people hate on it because I think it's the most rawest take about Lamar. He tries to answer their whole trope of black quarterbacks not being pocket passers, black quarterbacks or running quarterbacks not being able to be, good in the pocket and delivering and being the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady type shit. He tries to do that in detriment of his own team, like in his own personal legacy. If he wins Super Bowls, if he runs for 300 yards in a game and passes for 51 yards and wins the Super Bowl, no one's going to care. They're going to call it the greatest performance ever. But he tries to get away from what he is to try to capitulate to the media and to prove that this black guy who's a running quarterback who Bill Polian said should be a receiver, well, I'm a quarterback. When it's like, yo, bro, no one cares about that, man. You win the game, bro. You win the game, no one cares. If Kaepernick would have won the Super Bowl, no one would have cared that he can't hit the bar side of a barn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like they get caught up in trying to disprove haters and disprove people who aren't believing in them. It's just like, yo, go with what got you here. And if you're Lamar Jackson, if you believe that passing the ball got you here, you're a damn fool. Because running the ball is what got him there. Running a 4.2 40 is what got him drafted in the first round. Definitely not his arm talent.
Yeah.
So, why don't you play to your talents instead of trying to play to your weaknesses to prove to people that your weakness is your strength when it's just really not.
At the end of the day, like you said, he has to win games.
Yeah.
Right? Who cares what hater says what? If you're winning football games, then I don't give a shit what you say.
Yeah,
about me.
exactly. It don't matter what anybody types on Facebook or Twitter. If you winning the games, there's only so many times they can say, but you got a Super Bowl championship. Shut up.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the way I look at Lamar.
I mean, I kind of agree with that because that's just been the way for most black quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Cam, Vic, McNabb. They get that
They're
stigma
getting in their own way.
Right, where they try to, let me prove that I'm a pocket passer, And
if you're not, then don't try to be it. Like Jerome Bettis wasn't out here trying to prove he was elusive. He was
He
running
ran your ass over.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? He took advantage of his strengths. And if Lamar would have done that, that would have beat the Chiefs, man. Because one thing you know about playing football, coaching football, watching football, being a fan of football, when there's man coverage and the quarterback's back there after 2.5 seconds, you can take off and get 7 yards.
My thing is too, shout out to Spags though. My thing is with Spags. Spags are with the Giants. So he was there when the Eagles had McNabb, Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Romo was in Dallas. He had a little athleticism. Yeah.
Right. So he coached with the Rams head coach when they had Russell Wilson. You know what I'm saying? So he's familiar with these scrambling, running quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? I think he does a hell of a game plan. Once again, the Ravens got fucking mids, terrible ass receivers. You seen what Kansas City did to Buffalo.
Kansas City has mid receivers too.
Who was the first team they played? Buffalo and Miami. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You see what they did to those receivers. They jammed the hell out of them on the line. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So there was no separation. There was very separation. It messed up the timing of the offense, everything like that. So shout out to the Chiefs defense. Shout out to them. Nelson Aguilar, what the hell he was going to do?
Well, and that's
Bateman,
what I said.
What the hell he was going to do?
And that's what I said
it's
to
a
you
rookie
on the
wide receiver.
I said to you on the
Mark Andrews is out there with a broken leg. You know what I'm saying?
He hasn't played like 11 weeks.
You know what I'm saying? What are they going to do? So it was going to be a tough thing. So for Monken to come in there, wanting to pass was just ridiculous. It was negligence at its highest.
But what I'm saying is, though, Tone, they also call these passes in hopes that he scrambles sometimes, man. Like there's no way
you don't call a pass play hoping he scrambles.
No, not in the hopes that as the number one option.
You call a pass play where he's reading through his reads and he's making a read and he's making a throw.
And you also hope that
if you're doing that, that's backyard football. No one's doing that. They're calling it a legit play.
That's how he won the MVP award.
To try to get. Right? I mean, that's just off script plays. That just happens. You know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of his scrambles are from passing.
But there was a shitload of design runs when he wins his MVPs. You know what I'm saying? A shitload of design.
But most of them aren't designed. Like the big runs, the big plays, the 40, 50 yard gains aren't designed.
I'll say a lot of them are designed. He probably gets a good 8 carries to design.
I think inside the red zone, they design runs for him. But outside the red zone, they're not designing runs.
He probably getting, I would say 5 to 8 of them are design runs.
Even then, I'm
out
not
of
even sure.
10, 12 rushing, you know what I'm saying?
Like three of them are breakdown plays.
Right.
Yeah, that's what they count on, though, because those are 30, 40 yard hitters.
Well, he wasn't taking advantage of shit.
No,
on Sunday
he wasn't.
A lot of missed opportunities, and that cost them the game.
But I tell you what, if you one thing we ain't addressed that either, man. We lost a soldier today. He's missing.
Fat stats in the building.
That's all we got today. That's all we got today for Fat Stats today, man. Shout out to Fat Stats. A pre-production meeting went a little sideways. It's his birthday at 12 a.m. tonight too. Tomorrow. Happy birthday, Fat Stats. But he's been trying to catch me on this podcast for the last 4 weeks. He thought this was his opportunity because I called out Kelsey. I said he wasn't invited to the cookout anymore because it's Taylor Swift shit.
And he went off.
Shit.
I said he was falling off. I said he was wild. I said you gotta find the tape though. You know what I'm saying? And boy, he's been going off.
I mean, have 11 catches on 11 targets.
Should we try to get him on the line?
Nah.
Fat Stats is retired.
Well, he's with Pee Wee right now. We'll probably take a Pee Wee back to what's the name right now.
Yo, welcome home, P. Welcome home.
Shout out to my brother P.
Travis Kelce, like I said, Mahomes, the offensive line, they was missing their best offensive lineman.
Yeah, all pro 20. Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no pressure on him. I
mean, that's how you see just how special Mahomes is, you know?
Listen, I said weeks ago, it's hard to bet against Mahomes and
Andy Reid, right?
Yeah,
the combination of those two,
Reid wins,
right?
No matter where
it's
he's
just a combination of those two. That fourth down play, they call that timeout. I'm like, Kansas City has to throw the ball here. They got to go for the first down. You know what I'm saying?
The MVS catch.
Yeah. Right, the MVS catch. You got to go for the first down. You don't run the ball. They're going to sell out for the run the ball.
Sell out for the run.
Call the timeout. All right, you don't waste no seconds off the clock. You get the first down. You throw the ball, catch them off guard. You get the first down. It's game over. They went deep with it too.
Yeah,
they went
30-yarder. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They went deep with it. Like that didn't surprise me at all that he threw the ball there. You know,
and it doesn't. I mean, he's the best quarterback in the league. If you don't have confidence in him, then you'll never throw the ball in that position. You know,
I mean, Andy Reid, he wins another Super Bowl this year. That'll be their third one.
Yeah, it's third. Yeah, and 6 tries? Or?
How long you think Andy Reid stays?
Is he
with
70
Mahomes.
years old right now?
He don't leave Mahomes. As long as Mahomes playing, he don't leave, right?
If I'm Andy Reid, as long as my heart is beating and Mahomes is playing, I'm on the side.
I mean, with Mahomes,
as long as Mahomes is playing
with Mahomes,
at a caliber
with
level.
Mahomes there, you think they could catch up to Belichick and Brady? Like 6, 5?
You know what's
they get
funny? I
3
just
now.
thought about that.
He's only like 28.
While Brady was playing at the end of his career, you hear a lot of people saying, we'll never see nothing like this again. Well, maybe we are seeing it right now. Like
I said that after after they lost to Buffalo. I'm like, who is Mahomes' rival in the AFC? You know
to be
what I'm
a rival,
saying?
you got to get beat a couple times.
Right, exactly.
Who's
Who's going to be like Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow's like the only one that beat him in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
and Brady.
And I don't believe in the Bengals.
You know, so it's like it's tough. I mean, a lot of people hyped up the AFC. But, I mean, with Mahomes, this is their worst roster they had. You know what I'm saying? This is their worst roster they had.
Their worst offensive
This is their worst roster they had.
Their worst skill positions.
No, this is their worst
the best
from top
defenses they had.
I don't know. They're playing over there. There are a bunch of rookies out there playing like crazy. Nobody came into the season thinking this defense would play like that.
This is the worst roster they had. Throughout 17 games, their defense has been proven to be a top 3 defense in the league. So you can't say it's the worst roster when they have a top 3 defense.
It is.
This is the
these
worst
rookies,
skill positions
these
that
rookies,
they've had.
These rookies are good.
This is the best defense he's ever had.
Yes.
So
it came
roster
to
is
that.
half of the roster is the defense.
I'm just not. These are rookies playing at an extreme level that you don't see often.
Well,
1 or 2 years
hit on draft picks.
1 or 2 year players that you see playing at an extreme level that you don't see often.
Like, Bolton's in his 3rd or 4th year.
A lot of these guys are in 1 or 2, 3 years.
Bolton's played for I think 3 years. I think Bolton's been in the league at least 3 years, but he's one of their best players. Chris Jones has been in the league definitely like 6, 7 years. They have the only ones that are really young is Snead.
We got Fat Stats replacement. It's in the iPad.
Snead and McDuffie are the only ones that are like young that are really good, really. And when you break it down, I mean, those are just really great draft picks. I don't like that saying that this is the worst roster. This is the best defense. This is the best defense they've had.
It definitely is. Definitely is.
It's the worst receiver core.
Again, yes, it's their best defense they had, but they're just playing at it like above their level. Like no one's seen this. No one's seen this coming to start the season. No one's seen this. No one even seen this. No one even seen this in the first 6 to 8 weeks. You know what I'm saying? They had like 4 or 5 losses. They was talking about them not even winning the division.
But that's
you know what I'm
not
saying?
because
Going
of
on
their
the
defense.
road, everything like that.
That's because of their offense. That's because of the receivers.
I mean, yeah, stupid ass thing, but still, no one. It took the full 17 games to say, all right, this defense is elite. This defense is good.
And that's because Patrick Mahomes is such a superstar. If you paid attention to football all year long, the Chiefs' defense was top 3 to 5 in every single category. We get so caught up into these. I was just saying the other day, people are starting to use the quarterback's name as a synonym for the team. And I feel like that happens a lot in football. It's like to say they have a bad roster.
I ain't say nothing about the quarterback. If that was Mahomes is the greatest quarterback in the league.
I'm just using that as an example. But the same team has a worst roster they've had when they have the best defense they've ever had. That doesn't make any sense with each other. They've had
offensively. This is talking about offensively.
He's talking about.
He means and that's just wrong because this is the best defense that they've had unequivocally.
It is the best defense they had
because you didn't see it coming, or because
no one did.
The media didn't see it coming. Doesn't mean the defense wasn't any less great.
No one did. No one seen
that. Doesn't mean anything though.
A lot of these guys they just fucking drafted was what trade
they don't
just
draft
made?
Guys though.
Oh, from the Tyreek trade.
The Tyreek trade.
Tyreek trade. They got a lot of these guys, you know. But hey, we're witnessing it. We might be seeing it. The next Patriots, Tom Brady, Belichick, the next NFL, just little dynasty. You know, it already is.
It already is. Yeah.
Right. It already is kind of basically. You know,
well, I don't know.
Win
you gotta
or
win
lose.
3 championships to be a dynasty, or
I mean, what they got? 2 in 3 years?
Well, 2 in what?
No,
2 in 5 years or 6 years. If Mahomes been to 6 consecutive AFC championships.
I think it's.
And they got 2 chips.
I think it's 2 and 3. They lost to the Patriots and won.
They lost to one of those AFC championship games, yeah.
They lost the Super Bowl to what? To the the
Buccaneers. The Bucks, I think.
The Bucks, right.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 and 3 years. Oh, no. So the Bucks won it not last year, the year before.
Well, 2020.
Patriots won it. Yeah, I think it's 2 and 3 years. I think that's what it is.
Well, no, this would be back-to-back championships.
This would be.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
This would be it.
It would be the third in 5 years.
Right.
I think that would be a dynasty. 3 and 5 years, I think it's a dynasty. I think back-to-back, I don't think that's a dynasty.
I think that's a dynasty, especially if you've been there. Especially if you've been there and if you lost
But
one or two.
the dynasty of it is winning the championship, not getting there. That's the dynasty of it. Is to say that you were the champion so many times.
Two back to back is a dynasty. How many is that done?
The Pistons won back-to-back championships in the 80s, right? Who says that they had a dynasty? No one ever speaks about
That's basketball. That's
what do you mean? It's the same.
I think that's a dynasty.
It's a fair comparison.
That's a dynasty.
But who talks about them as a dynasty?
Everyone. The Bad Boys.
As a dynasty?
Yes. The Bad Boys. Yes.
They have a cool nickname and they talk about it as a championship team, but no one ever talks about that. I think as a dynasty,
Bad Boys is definitely.
I think as a dynasty, you have to dominate over a long period of time. 2 championships in 2 years is not a long period of time.
That's crazy, man. When you give people
you
one
catch lightning in a bottle. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to the Lions and 49ers. All right, Lions and 49ers. Man Campbell went out sad.
Blew it.
Man Campbell
wild out.
Went out sad. Damn, I feel bad for my man Barn. Shout out to Barn again. Barn, I think it's like
field goal.
I think it's like your third shout out on the podcast, Barn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right, shout out to my man Barn.
Yeah, get
Mike,
him on.
Man, Mike Brown. Shout out to Mike. You was talking mad shit on SNN.
He deserves all the pain and hurt he felt.
I feel bad. You was in. I respect the hell out you because you've been calling it all year long. Shout out to you.
Second quarter, I think they won.
They was the 2 of the best teams in the NFC. They made it to the NFC Championship. Shout out to you. Mm-hmm. You know, shout out to you. You called it all year long. But damn, when y'all was up 17 points, y'all was talking.
This is why you play 4 quarters, bro. You got to play 4 quarters, man.
Oh,
they was already shining the George Hallis trophy.
Oh my God, they was over there giving your boy Eminem giving the middle fingers and shit.
Gardner Johnson is waving at
people.
Crowd.
I just seen a post right now. They said Get Duff Johnson was the lowest graded defensive player for the Lions.
Doesn't shock me at all. Does not shock me.
He missed mad tackles. He missed mad open field tackles and shit.
He's not a good guy.
Johnson, he over there waving.
And those be the ones.
Right.
That always talking the shit.
He's just not that good. He got that pick against Baker Mayfield, was talking mad shit like, oh, I watched more film than you think. Bro, you caught a tipped pass for an interception. What the hell are you talking about? Not like you jumped a route that you've been studying all week.
I mean, bang, bang, Niners gang. Y'all escaped one, boy. Y'all escaped one. JP, y'all was nervous as hell out there on SNN, boy.
JP was nervous.
Yo, JP, he's playing. He's the 7th rounder. He looks like the 7th rounder we thought he was. Like,
I don't think they posted until they were up, right?
He shouldn't be able to go for his team, cheer his team on if you're shitting on them when they were losing.
Who was it that did that?
Nah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, why not?
Because if your team's playing bad, you call them out. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that. Like
all of a sudden now they was playing now terrible. They're back. They came back from the dead.
I mean, we made some adjustments. We made some adjustments and we got it right. Like you know what I'm saying? That just happens.
Shit.
You know what I mean? I mean, Brock Purdy again. Him in that first half, again, bro, I posted it. That guy is the luckiest fucking quarterback I have ever seen, bro. Granted, he played well in the second half. He got the job done. Shout out to him. But, bro, come on. Again, they missing interceptions. The interception hits a guy off the face mask for a freaking 50-yard catch down to the 1. Like, that shit is crazy.
I mean, that's what happens a lot of times.
Shit is crazy. Like, I definitely like he should have had 4 interceptions in the first half. Bro. You need 4 interceptions, plain and simple. All right, they came back. They got it. They got it done. Listen, they got it done. That's what good teams do. That's what good teams do.
Well, you a Niner fan?
Yeah. He telling me to keep on talking that shit. We gonna get to the bad before we get to the good. That's how we do over here at SNN. You know, we spot out your flaws before we get to your goods and shit. But there is something to say. Like the Niners fan said, last couple of weeks, guy starts off a little rough, but he gets it going. That there's something to say about that. You know what I'm saying? There's something to say about that. Keeping your cool. That's what I kind of thought. The Purdy, the criticism of Purdy and everything from me, I'm not gonna anoint a Mr. Irrelevant after 8 games, 10 games, 13 games, a 1 season. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. It's 2 games now, NFC Championship, Super Bowl now. But what I've seen from him, and Miggs talks about this, is just his composure, his maturity, his composure. It just looks apart. You know what I'm saying? He don't look out there rattled. He don't get he don't look nervous. A rush comes. He got he like you said, he used his legs more than Lamar did. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's smart. Yeah. That's not getting nervous and scrambling back there and messing up the pocket and everything like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he won the game with a scramble, right?
I think that's for quarterback in the NFL. Maybe number one attribute for a quarterback to be successful in the NFL is like mental confidence, maturity.
That's a quarterback at any level.
I mean, right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But some guys, like, I think I don't joke. I really do think there are really bad quarterbacks in the league. You know what I'm saying? But some of them, but a lot of them, they're good. You got to be fucking good to be there in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's the mental side. Once you get in game situations, Brock Purdy handles that shit pretty damn well.
I think it's more coaching than anything else, honestly. The older I get, the more I watch football, the more I realize and the more I contribute everything to coaching. Like, so big play calls, bad play calls, that's wins, losses.
Somewhat true, but in the quarterback position, if your coach is calling the right plays and your confidence is not there, you're fucked.
Yeah, right. But that's how you build confidence, though. If you don't got a good quarterback, you don't got a good quarterback. If he's confident, not confident, I don't give a fuck.
That's the thing. I don't
care about his emotional state at all. If he's talented and you got a good coach, he's going to succeed. All that extra philosophical, scientific, dive into this guy's personality shit don't matter, bro. Can you make the pass when I need you to make the pass? Can you scramble when you need to scramble? Can you make the right decision or not?
Yeah, that's a confidence thing from the quarterback.
It's not just confidence. It's knowing what to do, when to do it. And that can be coached. That can be coached more than it's confidence. You can coach this guy no matter what. On this play, you hit this guy.
Quarterback's position is a lot different.
That game is moving way too fast and everything's way too confident to just be like, you see it and throw it.
Yeah, that's how it's played. These guys are in the ears of the quarterbacks before the play, telling them, yes, it is.
That's not how it goes for quarterbacks.
That's exactly how it goes for Goff. That's why he left the Rams. Because
Goff is a good quarterback.
When McVay would call plays, he's decent. When McVay would call plays, he would have to tell him like this.
This is a good meltdown from O. He's pissed off.
Because this is
over what? Over what? You know what I'm saying?
Because
if it was that easy for a coach to just say, make the throw, see the throw, make the throw.
I'm telling you something directly that I've heard coaches in the NFL say.
You have not talked to any NFL coach.
I didn't say I talked to them. I said I heard them say. That means I've heard them say it to somebody, right? So when McVay was calling plays for the Rams, that's why he got rid of Goff, right? Because he would have to tell him what. After the play was called, okay, this play should go to this receiver on this hitch, or on this step, or on this drop back, or if you see the cover 2 leaning over here, you throw it to him. Every coach doesn't do that. Most coaches actually don't, and most quarterbacks hate that shit. And most quarterbacks don't need that shit. But a quarterback like Goff needed it. This is why. When
you're watching film, your
OC as a quarterback. You have a read. You have a read for a reason.
I'm telling you guys something that I heard in a podcast from McVay.
No NFL coach.
I heard it in a podcast for the third time. I just said it, right?
This is the point you're trying to make.
Tone doesn't let me make a point whenever I have a good point.
This is your point you're trying to make. I know what you're trying to say.
Tell me the point I'm trying to make.
Goff is not going to ad-lib the play like Stafford is.
No, he's not.
Goff is not going to ad-lib the play like Stafford is. Goff is going to take the first read.
It's the total opposite.
That's what he's going to do.
Tone.
Golf is going to take the first read because Golf is not a quarterback like Stafford.
Okay, so what
he's
happened?
Going to take the first
what
read.
happened in L.A. with Golf? They lost the Super Bowl, right? And McVay got rid of him, right? And then what happened in L.A., right? They fucking won the Super Bowl. So what I'm saying,
with a better quarterback.
Exactly. You just
what do you
proving
mean
my
exactly?
point to a guy he don't got to tell on this cover two. Watch this safety and get this seam route, get this tight end,
a better
carry the tight
quarterback.
end. You don't need to.
It wasn't
do that.
coaching.
Exactly.
It was a better quarterback.
That's coaching.
It was a better quarterback.
Because you don't need to coach him. You don't need to coach the guy.
It was a better quarterback,
regardless.
Right?
Yeah. He's getting coached regardless.
It's a better quarterback to make those
with
plays.
a guy like Golf, these guys you have to micro coach and you have to tell them about the
Some
play
are smarter than others.
Yeah, and
some watch film better than others.
Right.
And a guy like Golf isn't like a good.
That's my point. That's my point
He's
with
like
Purdy.
Tua. He's
That's
like
my point with Purdy. You know what I'm saying?
He's a Purdy quarterback.
He's able to ad lib. He's able to make the extra pass. He's able to see the big play. He's not checking it down like Jimmy Garoppolo was. You know what I'm saying? He's able to move with his feet. Golf can't move with his feet. He's confident. He's not that quarterback.
Golf is limited by his mobility.
Shanahan, you want to talk about, you hear this, and that. We have heard Shanahan come out in public and say he doesn't need to tell Purdy to do all the check it down, everything like that, like he did to Jimmy G.
I don't believe any of that. Any of that.
You don't believe Shanahan, but you believe
no, because
McVay.
it's done
so
it's done in a different context. If a guy,
he's saying that Purdy is took the long shot.
If someone else is saying the story, that's more credible than a coach coming out publicly and saying, I don't have to tell my current quarterback X, Y, Z. Of course he's not going to say that. It's the exact same thing. No coach comes out and belittles their current players. No coach comes out and makes their players seem like they know less or they got to carry them through. No coach says that. When these guys go to the pros, when they get to college, they get media shit, and it's all with shit they need to repeat, things that they need to say to the press, and all of these things sound the same. And when Colin told me that shit, I'm like, yo, that makes mad sense because all you guys say all the same shit.
No kind of like,
and that's the same thing that goes on in the NFL. You think
it's amazing?
It's
amazing. You're gonna.
When's the last time a head coach came out? When's the last time a head coach came out on his active quarterback and said some negative shit? Unless it's a guy they definitely aren't gonna move forward with. They don't say it. So to be like, oh, he said this in the press conference, who cares?
No,
what does that matter?
That's fine.
Nigga,
but
he's telling the truth in the press conference.
But the point is, Purdy, his maturity, his confidence looks the part. It looks the part. I think that's what separates him from a seventh rounder. Some of these first round, but Darnolds and you know what I mean, people like that.
Being down that much in an important game like that,
right? But
that's coaching too. Like I said, like if Darnold goes to Shanahan his rookie year, he's not the same guy, man. If Mahomes goes to the Bears, he's not the same guy. Like,
well, of course, the different schemes and your coach is better.
And that proves that just goes into you, not even just your production as a pro, but your even sense of being a pro.
If Mahomes goes anywhere, he's that guy.
If you don't have good coaches as a quarterback, as a rookie quarterback on a bad team, like you're kind of fucked. Like, but Mahomes went to a good team. The Chiefs didn't suck.
No.
Like, you know, and they have a great coach. So with the Bears, they sucked. With a bad team, bad organization, bad coach, bad offensive scheme. If he goes there, who's to say he's not, you know?
But like Sly said, he's still going to get off. He's still going to do what he got to do.
He might,
He's going to put numbers up.
He might, because we've seen quarterbacks.
They might not win as much, but you know,
we've seen quarterbacks leave situations and be better on another team. Golf is a prime example. Baker Mayfield's another example. Like the guy, you don't got to be successful with the team that drafted you if the team that drafted you is looking to you to turn the whole organization around. You know, the Chiefs didn't look for that through Mahomes. They already had a decent team, a great coach. So they just needed him to come in and take them over the hump to get them into the, you know, out of the 8-8 range and into the 12-4 range, in which Mahomes, you know, did easily.
Yo, shout out to the Lions, man. Yo, went out a little sad.
Yo, I went a little sad. Listen, I have to get a new soundbite for you two. I'm gonna get an order in the court with the gavel.
Shout out to Lions.
Judge Judy.
Shout out to Lions. Yo, call our guest, man. Call our guest. It's good about it. I'm gonna talk while you call him. It's gonna get real again.
He said don't call him that late.
Because now,
what is it? 9:00?
No, he's good. He's ready. what you call?
It was like
because
11
now
o'clock
Omar
last
ain't even
time.
want to give the Lions any kind of credit for even getting here.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
But then
You might have to call him on a Facebook
Call him
Messenger.
again.
Call him on Facebook Messenger. Niggas be on Facebook Messenger hard.
All right, we're ringing.
Who's that? Chris, right?
Yo, yeah, that's me.
Oh yeah,
one of the SNNs. One of the
My
SNN
dog,
originators, man. You know what I mean? One of the most popping content supporters in the group. What's up, dog?
Who talking about they know SNN news and sources, man?
Yeah, talk to us. You know what I'm saying? Tell them, Chris. Sources all
tell 'em
over
why
the
you
place. You know what I mean? Sources all over the place, baby. Dropping knowledge everywhere.
He stood up for us tonight.
Yeah,
Yo, fellas, I'm gonna say this now, man. Before we get started, man, I love what we doing here. Keep it going.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
course.
Thank you.
course.
For the people, man. It's for everybody. It's for everybody. We cool. I think this is our first guest on this podcast, though, right?
Well, yeah,
we ain't called no
we
one
called
else.
like
Nah.
6 people. The Eagles
On the
fans
Eagles
they didn't
joint.
pick up.
Right.
Yeah, the Eagles fans was hiding.
It's only right. You know what I'm saying? It's only right. We tried to get him on the first podcast and he was tripping.
It was mad late.
Yeah, it was mad late. But yo, we on it, man. We talking about Lions, 49ers. I know you posted some shit today. You know, O kind of contradicted himself. He ain't want to give the Lions any credit. But then he shouted out the fucking, I don't know, Houston, Green Bay
It's
Packers
crazy.
and shit. It's like, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah, shout out to Green Bay.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to Green
At one
Bay, but-
point, it was Super Bowl or nothing. Now it's the mad teams had success this year.
Mad teams. It was 3 teams I named, or 4. 3 or 4 teams. It's 8% of the league.
The crazy thing is, when I posted that, it wasn't even towards and even Jordan thought it was towards him, and that shit was really random. Off of a couple other situations that I've been seeing about the regular season. But if we're gonna play that, so let's talk 49ers on the first seed. So if they have a different, and the whole point, my post to explain it, like my post was the whole narrative about how the regular season doesn't matter is can I curse? We good?
Yeah.
You could curse.
Podcast certified for explicit material.
All right, we good. So it's bullshit. There we go. I like it. So yeah, if they have a different regular season, and let's say they don't get that first seed, and they playing a different team in that situation, they might not win. They might not come back and win that game. You know, I'm like, it's not even, and the whole point why I'm not saying exactly what team I'm talking about, it's about everybody. It's every regular season, whether it's football, basketball. I know baseball's a long season.
Yeah, because that's why when you first made the comment, I think I posted on it. I don't know if you replied or not, but because I be having mad mentions on the SNN. But
yeah, same shit.
Yeah,
same
it's old
shit.
talking though. But I had posted. I'm like, yo, are you talking about the players or are you talking about the teams? Because the way you kind of, when I first read it, I'm like, yo, it sounds like he's talking about players, but I'm like, he's probably talking about teams.
So to be real, I was really like, and it was kind of subliminally, but it wasn't just about them, but it was more about NBA. So, and I don't want to switch topics, but the whole Sixers narrative.
I mean, it's all in the same realm, you know what I mean? So this is the way I look at it, right? Like I look at it like
go ahead.
There's most of the teams in the NFL, they're playing for a reason, right? And there's a few teams. There's a few teams that really aren't that really go into the season thinking, knowing that they're not going to win a Super Bowl. Anybody in the Panthers organization this season went into the season. Nobody thought they're going to win a Super Bowl. So their season's going to be just a failure or neutral at best, But then you have teams like Houston or Green Bay where like I count their seasons as successes even though they didn't win is because they found their future. Green Bay came into the season, their goal was, is Jordan Love the guy for the future? Yes, he answered that question. So they're good for the next 12 years. And CJ Stroud, the same thing in Houston. So that's why I say and then the same thing with the Rams to a certain extent with the running back that they found with Puka Nacua that they got.
I mean, so Detroit making it to the NFC Championship with like 5 rookies contributing. That's not a success that they found those rookies?
Because they're not positions in that are instrumental to long-term success. They can find another Jahmyr Gibbs next draft, next week. Like, you could find any of those guys.
I think that's the only position, though. I think that's the only position. Because if you're talking tight end, cornerback.
Even tight ends, bro. Like, if you're looking at the tight ends coming out this year, there's going to be a Sam Laporta. There's going to be these kind of guys that are going to make high impact.
They don't got to look for another tight end, running back, safety, linebacker, defensive end, defensive tackle for another 5 years, 6 years. You know what I'm saying?
It's no different than college. They're still looking to draft to get the stud at that position.
That's not a need for them.
But they're still going to try to find the guy at that position. Just like you say, they found a franchise quarterback, they found a franchise linebacker, a franchise safety, a franchise running back, a franchise tight end. You know what I'm saying? A franchise receiver.
But franchise means a couple years.
But and the one thing we can all agree on, the one thing we can all agree on, even me, is that the quarterback is the most important position. So if you find that guy for the to be your franchise quarterback, no matter how your season ended up, I think that's a win for the season. You know, not necessarily meaning that we accomplished some goal as a team, but as an organization looking forward, this season is a success because we got this quarterback who's gonna, we don't need to worry about anymore. You know, or we got these positions that are young that we can build upon, and we over exceeded expectations like the Rams, because the Rams are a weird team because they have an old quarterback, but they have a core roster that was meant to. People had them for 5 or 6 wins this year. And they made to the playoffs, and at the end of the season, they were a lot of people's, dark horse team to make a run in the playoffs. So I just think that they end the season thinking, wow, we did all right, when we weren't really supposed to. And then a couple other teams like Houston and Green Bay as well share that same thing, where there's a team like the Lions, they didn't find some quarterback for their future. Who cares about Jahmyr Gibbs, how good he is? He's a running back. Who cares about the off-ball linebacker? Who cares about Branch? These guys are in the draft every single year, free agency every single year. You can trade these guys every single year. You can't find CJ Stroud every single year. And so that's why I say it's a success. It's not necessarily based off any kind of wins that they've had. It's just that you've now answered the biggest question your franchise may have, if that makes sense.
So 100%. I didn't even see all that. So I do agree with that. Like that aspect of it, I agree with it. I was coming into it from a team perspective, like how, people saying, again, regular season doesn't matter. So if you have the capability of being a 1 or 2 seed, let's say, and you kind of play the regular season like, all right, look, this don't matter. As long as we make the playoffs, we're going to turn it up. We're going to turn it on, right? And you happen to slip down to a 5 or 6 seed off of that thought process, like, all right, you made it, and now you think about to turn it on, and you see that hot 3 seed, that hot ass 4 seed coming in. They won 4 of the last 5, and now they smoke you. When if you would have played the 1 and you playing the team, the 2, and you playing that first team that isn't so hot. Shit, the regular season matters. You want to be in the best position possible, like the 49ers. Like, you want that bye week.
That's example. That sound like the Eagles, dog. Sound like you describing the Eagles.
Does it hurt? There's a rush factor to it. I think there was a rush factor to it where they kind of looked at it like, all right, we got the 1 seed, we got Green Bay, we're gonna take it easy. That shit ain't so easy. Green Bay came in hot.
Yeah, the playoffs are no joke, and that's why, to me, that's why the whole point of what I was telling Tone about the Lions is like, once you get to the playoffs, every team believes that they could win the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if the 7th seed or the 1 seed or the 3 seed or the 4 seed, they all believe that they could, especially if you win that first game.
Real quick. More than anybody, the Eagles needed that 1 seed this year.
Yeah.
They needed that. Yeah. They needed the bye week to calm down, and whether we're going to make changes or not, as far as like the play calling, whatever. But they needed that extra week.
If anything, just to get Brown and Smith healthy. They weren't. Brown didn't even play, right?
And that's another point to it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the regular season matters. If they take care of the couple games that they should have taken care of that they didn't, now they're in a different position. They get the 1 seed.
I look at it like this. I look at it like a good team. A good team is going to win those games anyways. Like, the Eagles lost games that they shouldn't have lost, and a good team doesn't lose those games flat out. You know, a Super Bowl team, when you look back on it, and every team that wins the Super Bowl, you go over the regular season, they may have one or maybe at max 2 games that you're like, wow, they lost that game. But it's never really 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games that they lose. You know, so some of the teams that are used to winning, you know, they're used to winning in the playoffs too. You know, they don't just. It's not like, oh, we had a great regular season, so this, you know, no matter what happens now, it's all good. It's like,
so what are we getting out here?
Like none of that shit. I'm getting out here.
But
none of this shit matters.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was about to change the subject real quick because it was a perfect transition from what you were saying about, you know, the most important, like you can get another Gibbs, you can get another Branch. Mm-hmm. Like these guys, you can get it, right? The quarterback position. This is why I'm sorry. Purdy is like, bro, it's a story.
Yeah.
They got him they don't got to pay this man for the next 4 seasons.
Right. Yep.
In a perfect position. And let's just say, because I've been arguing against the whole
for the
system.
next 2 seasons though, right? Isn't it only a 4-year deal?
I think it's 3. I think exaggerated that.
And he's played 2 years already.
I think yeah, this is his second year, so it's probably 2 more years because they don't got his 5th year option.
All right.
He's on the first.
So my bad, I exaggerated. I exaggerated. So we'll go.
So they might have to restructure him, re-sign him next year.
I don't think he has much leverage.
I don't know about
that.
Yeah, I really don't think he has much leverage there. So if he has to play out the regular 4, let's just keep it at 2. That's and even if he's a system quarterback, like people were saying. It's still perfect, bro. They paying this man like $700,000.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And now the 49ers get their first round pick back. I mean, granted, it ain't going to be a high pick, but they didn't have first rounders the last few years.
They didn't have first rounders at all off of the last deal.
So now any kind of weakness they have, they're
Purdy's a free
able
agent
to reload that.
2025.
So yeah, he has 2 more years.
So at the end of the day, like they took care, like. Yeah,
would you resign him, Chris? If you had a choice to resign him long term, would you do it right now?
Of course they're going to do that.
Today,
I'm not saying would they. I'm saying would he?
Not right now. I'm not going to give him a big contract right now.
Next
he can't
season?
go nowhere. He's locked in. He can't go nowhere.
Say the middle of next season, the Niners are 8-2. Would you resign him then? Would you give him a long term deal then?
I mean, maybe to get ahead of the market.
I agree with Tony. I agree with, like, you don't got much leverage there.
I'll make him play out his whole contract if I was Niners.
Me personally, I'm not, because of what the Tony just said. You could, like, he's the type of person, and just outside looking in, no sources or nothing, but like he's the type, he'll sit down and you able to like lowball him a little bit before you get to later. Because let's just say if he goes to another NFC Championship game or has another great season, now he's like, all right, now I'm chilling. I'm gonna wait till this deal's done. Y'all about to pay me.
Yeah, but
so
I think Garoppolo was in the same boat. What do you mean
he's chilling?
Right?
I don't think he could sit out or nothing. I don't think he could do any of that.
Yeah, because he'd be afraid of
no, I'm not talking about sit out. I'm talking about play out the contract. I'm saying, look, we're not even.
Oh, right. Don't take the contract now and just play it out.
Don't take the contract now.
So each year the quarterbacks are getting about $10 million more.
You mean like in hopes of making even more at the end?
Right.
Yeah.
You might catch him at 41 a season before it gets to 50, because if he like I said,
well, the going rate is like 45, 50 now.
Yeah, and I think you can catch him at 40 right now.
I would lowball the hell out of him if I was San Francisco.
Hell yeah.
I would lowball the hell. I'm like, okay, you want to try your
got a roommate
luck on the open market?
You got a roommate. You don't think 40 million?
Like, yo, you want to go to another scheme and another coach and go ahead and try it. See if you got McCaffrey and Kittle and all these guys over there. We'll see.
So yeah, they I think they looked out on that. I really think they did. It's able, because they still got bread, which is crazy.
Yeah. So how you feel about Purdy? I mean, this kind of been the model for a little bit now, is get a QB on his rookie contract. You know, get a QB on his rookie contract. That way you could build around him. I mean, 49ers kind of did that 3 times over type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo for a little bit for the cheap. They try to get Trey Lance, now Purdy. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of did that over. I
like the situation over there for them. I think, like I said, they could just kind of wait this out and see how long it runs. And then, obviously, like you said, they got a first rounder still. They might be able to steal a quarterback later in the first round and develop him while Purdy doing his
and
thing.
for 2 years in a row, they've tried to bring somebody else in to start there.
Apparently, they called Brady.
Yeah, they called
and
Brady this past season.
They called Brady.
Like I was saying on Facebook, there's something in Shanahan that, maybe we'll see it on Super Bowl Sunday. There's something in Shanahan, I think, that he doesn't truly... If you truly trust Purdy 100%, there's no way every year you're calling all these dudes and making these draft picks and trying to get a 46-year-old guy to come out of retirement.
Yeah, y'all think Purdy's gonna do it though? He gonna beat Mahomes?
Oh, let me know. What's your pick?
So.
What's your pick for the Super Bowl? Early Super Bowl pick. Chris, jot all these down. Every caller we have, any caller we have, we're gonna put it down. All right, they're gonna get their predictions. We're gonna get their picks.
We're gonna keep their record.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get their picks. See what happens.
So I'm gonna keep it real. Like I'm gonna keep it real. Money wise, like before the season started, I put 49ers and Bills for the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Obviously, Bills didn't get. I lost that thread, but I had the 49ers originally before the season started. I can't stick with that, bro. Mahomes different, man. Like,
I feel you, Chris.
He's different, and it's the perfect story, man. Like, I don't know. I think he gonna do it, man. Like, so I'd like
and being an underdog
I'm gonna go
too.
With the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy. Like y'all still calling me the underdog?
Yeah. I've seen a stat. I think he's like 14-3. They're like 14-3 as an underdog.
Bro, with this defense, you telling me like I'm Patrick Mahomes? Yeah. I only got to score 24 points. 24 points and I could win the game and I'm Patrick Mahomes.
17, shit. They just won a game scoring 17.
And the Niners defense, as good as it's been the last several years, it's been pretty shoddy the last couple of weeks.
They got a weakness, and I figured it out.
I think it's that secondary.
Well, Bosa's not getting to the quarterback like he used to. Chase Young just don't care about nothing.
I think it's the secondary, like the outside, the cornerbacks, and the safety.
Mufunga got hurt and lost Mufunga for the year.
You took the words.
Yep.
Yeah. Bro, all you need is 3.5 to 4 seconds.
And he can slice them.
If they're not getting to the QB, them cornerbacks is washed.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. That's the thing about the Detroit game. They dropped a bunch of passes. They dropped 2 passes.
Yeah.
So it's like, they talk about those fourth down calls from Man Campbell, but I mean, they the
first one passes. He dropped them. The first one it was a drop. Yeah, right. It wasn't like they played great defense or some shit.
You know what I mean? But
100%. So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. I'm gonna give it. You know what? I think it's a full 6. I think it's a 6.
Huh?
I think it's a 6-point game. Chiefs by 6.
Chiefs by 6.
Oh, Chiefs by 6.
You gotta. Let's get a score. You got a score? You got a final score?
Yeah, I got you right now. Let's
get a final score prediction. Maybe we'll give out a giveaway for the closest. If anybody gets the exact final score prediction.
You're not going for much field goals.
That's when I give out $50.
I'm gonna go 27-21.
And Soto Santi gift card.
27-21, Chris got
27-21 Chiefs.
27-21 Chiefs. Bucker got 2 field goals and 3 touchdowns from Mahomes.
Yo, it's funny too because I picked the Niners and the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl at the beginning of the season, but I picked the Niners to win the Super Bowl, and I'm switching my pick. If no other reason, just because the Niner fans are getting on my damn nerves. Listen, man. God damn, man. Nigga,
Not y'all, though. Y'all cool for now.
Yo, I made a post crediting the 49ers team for a good team victory. That means all players.
Nah, they seen right through that,
That means all 53 guys on the team. And then Niner fans are trying to, argue with me. I'm like, I'm fucking crediting your whole team. Shanahan's my favorite coach. I picked them to win the Super Bowl. I bet money on them to win the game. What on earth can Niner fans be mad at me about? I told Miggs, last year, week 4. Yo, the Niners could win the Super Bowl with Purdy. And every fucking week, Migs is tagging me in some stupid-ass Purdy shit. Like, I'm some critic of Purdy because I'm giving credit to the staff and the coach and the team. Like, if you're a fan of the team, you're not just a fan of the quarterback. You're a fan of the team. If Dallas has Shanahan, I don't give a fuck what Dak's stats are. If we're in the Super Bowl, bro, I don't give a fuck. I wouldn't care what anybody's a game manager or assistant quarterback. Nigga, if we're in the Super Bowl, say whatever the hell you want, bro. We're in the Super Bowl. Like, I like the team, not just the quarterback. So if I'm not going to give all the credit to the quarterback, forgive me for the team and defense and special teams and coaching have something to do with the team actually winning. And a lot of people on SNN have a hard time conceptualizing that.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, talk to me.
Who the Giants taking at 6, man?
Oh, you got the mock draft up?
Who the Giants taking?
Well, shit, y'all need
This could go down. This could go down real bad for us, right? Because if 3 quarterbacks get taken in the first 3 picks,
I'll be forgetting Chris.
I'm gonna tell you why it could go. I'm gonna tell you why it could go really bad. It's really gonna depend on what the Bears do.
They're getting
Caleb. They keep Fields. And but that's what I'm saying though. If they keep Fields and they don't go QB, that'll leave a QB on the back end for us at 6.
I mean, they'll trade the pick away though. Somebody gotta go up there and get the pick.
Giants are gonna trade back up into the first round and take Bo Nix.
No, hell no.
Mark my words.
That dude just stunk it up at the Senior Bowl this week. Hell no.
People love Bo Nix though.
Hell no. No way. He just stunk it up at the Senior Bowl. Like
late
terrible.
First rounder. You know, he's got some talent.
It'll be if that happens, it'll be JJ McCarthy for sure.
I hate that.
Dallas said the franchise back 10 years.
I'll take McCarthy over Bo Nix any day. Twice on Sunday for sure, definitely.
A college quarterback at a great university that isn't trusted to throw the ball, you can't trust him to throw the ball at the next level either.
I don't trust that Senior Bowl shit, man. Because
bro, do you see the highlights? You don't got to trust anything.
I didn't.
Just look at the guy throw the ball. Go look at Bo. Go research right now. Bo Nix throws at the Senior Bowl.
I would say this, Chris. I think the Senior Bowl is more for other positions than quarterbacks. You could look at all the game film for the quarterbacks that'll tell you a lot more than the Senior Bowl practices will. Because quarterbacks are a lot different under pressure with guys live.
Nah, he's looking terrible. He's missing layup throws.
I mean, they all do sometimes. Some of them look great and hit 30 for 30 and beat out the league in 1 year.
Yeah, I think Danny Dimes had a fucking great Senior Bowl game or some shit like that.
I'm not a big fan of Bo Nix, but I think if Bo Nix goes to a team that is like ready to win, like say if he gets drafted by the Saints.
Yo, we'll do this. We'll do this some other time. We got other topics to go through. We'll do this some other time. Before we get you off of here, Chris, we're going to give you the floor for your New York Knicks. You got about 5 minutes for your New York Knicks. 3 minutes for your New York Knicks.
You already cut it down.
Yeah, 3 minutes for your New York Knicks. Well, I mean, we'll get them back.
One minute for your New York Knicks.
Listen, after the Super Bowl, it was, obviously we're going to be on NBA, so we'll get them on.
Yeah, I'm here.
I got a plan. I got some things in for the works for All-Star Weekend too for SNN. So
I was just writing some shit up. Like I'll be doing some Yankee shit on Twitter. X, whatever the fuck you call them now. Yeah, I'll be doing some Yankee shit. So just hit me, man, because I'm always
okay.
Running through numbers and topics and shit for the shit I do on Twitter, so it'll be easy, to transition whatever y'all need me for.
Right.
All right, Knicks. I love them, bro. We hot. We one of the best teams in the league.
Hot. They the hottest team in the league, dog.
He said, "I love
best team in the league."
I know, but that's the point, though. If I do that, if I start doing that, then there's 2 things that happen, right? One, it's like, oh, you're just a fan. You just a fan. It's the same old Knicks. Like y'all joke, whatever. And then on the other side of that, it's like I get too hyped and then I get disappointed. This shit happened every year, bro. I thought we was gonna smoke Atlanta that year. What, 2 seasons ago?
2 seasons ago, yeah.
Why would you think that?
I thought we was gonna smoke Atlanta.
I mean, Atlanta was trash, but they beat the Sixers also.
Yeah, the Knicks are trash.
The way I was talking about Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett, you would have thought he was Pippen and Jordan.
They gone, and y'all the best ever now.
Oh, shit.
And it's crazy because I went to bat for RJ, bro. I love him. I like his skill, like as far as taking it to the rim. He'll lower his shoulder, and he has like no homo. He has one of the biggest shoulders in the league, bro, for his size. He'll take anybody to the rack, but he couldn't shoot. He never developed. Whatever. That's past the point. I love what we're doing right now, but my point, like when I posted this shit earlier about the Knicks, like I'm not just gonna get too hype yet. Bacon telling me, "Oh, you not a fan? You suck." What?
Yeah.
Bacon hides behind the keyboard.
He said either you all in.
That's
he
Tone's
said
man.
either you all in,
Right.
or you all out.
Right.
No half.
That's unfair. That's unfair. Yeah.
He's been like
That's
that the
unfair.
entire time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like as if you're not supposed to criticize your team. You're not supposed to question your team's moves. You're not supposed to, reserve some judgment. Like, come on, bro.
Those are the best fans.
Right. That's what Chris is saying, because Bacon tried to call him out. Like, and all actuality, Bacon, you're one of the worst fans to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where you're a yes man.
Everything's
to your
positive.
Fan base.
Everything's
Right. You're gonna go,
optimistic.
oh well, I'm gonna give it a chance.
Yeah.
No,
He's the Jason Garrett.
Yeah, Jason Garrett. Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
So a good point to all that is, right? We beat healthy. We beat Denver. We beat Miami.
That's what I'm saying, right? Y'all ain't beat no slouches. Yep.
They were blowouts, but Randall's hurt. And we just beat the Jazz and the Hornets. I'm not worried about them, bro. We supposed to
beat them. Right.
But I'll ask you this though, Chris. You know, as an NBA fan, right? The superstar is the most important thing as far as winning championship.
Honestly,
and the Knicks don't got the superstar. So does that
I'm sorry, are you more
realistic? Do you think that they can win a championship?
I had this conversation earlier. Hold on. I had this conversation earlier. What's the criteria for a superstar? Because tell me Jalen Brunson is not one.
Right.
Someone who can take over a game in the playoffs.
I mean, Brunson has
Brunson has
last year
in the playoffs.
Yeah, even though they lost the second round, he averaged like 30 points. This stupid who was on there? Kenya Martin or somebody's dumb. Kendrick Perkins' dumbass, I think.
I have a bias against short players in the playoffs. They're easier. They're a lot easier to stop. They're a lot easier to contain. Even look at Steph Curry's shooting splits in the playoffs compared to the regular season. When he has the guys that are lengthier on him, when they got guys that are more active on him, Steph is shooting way below his average in the playoffs. And everyone always points to that, but they don't ever really point to why. And that's why, because in the playoffs they can really pinpoint a smaller guy. That's why Kemba Walker and what's the guy's name always begging for a job?
Nigga, Jalen Brunson is 10 times better than both of those guys.
But he's still 5'11". But he's still 5'11".
No,
one thing you can't do in the NBA is account for size and length. No matter more than any other sport, your physical size matters in the NBA.
Go ahead, Chris.
You can't get a shot off.
Let him get his Knicks takes
off. Screwed.
So I agree with some of that. I do, but when he was in Dallas, that's the whole reason why they got him. Right. So when he was in Dallas and he was running with Luka, he was backing Luka up. I think Luka was out for like a game or two. He put up like 40, and I think he might have had 50 to one game, or it might have been like something or whatever.
I think he put up back 40-point games.
Yeah, 40-point games, right? So that's the reason he gets the bag from New York. He comes to New York. He was smoking in the playoffs last year. And the whole point of the superstarship that I was having a conversation about earlier was, all right, what's the criteria, bro? Because at the end of the day, he killed for us last year. And even in the playoffs, he went off, whatever. And even the Knicks, the Knicks brass, like during the offseason was like, all right, he got another level. He's going to come back and kill him next year. Bro, he's even better. He is going off. He got heart. He got the scoring. He's taking over games. He's got the 50-pointers. He got the... What do you need to be a superstar?
Scoring is inflated, though. Scoring's a lot inflated right now. Like, the NBA is going through a transition where the scoring's changing.
He's carrying the Knicks, bro. It's the Knicks.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not a hater of the Knicks at all. I just don't believe in the NBA. If you don't have a top 10 player on your roster, I believe you have zero shot of winning a championship.
And that's my point, though. So that's my point. I know we got to wrap this up.
Brunson's
so
not a top 10 guy,
I love
no matter how good anybody thinks he is.
I love the Knicks. I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna win a series for sure, and I think we'll put up another fight in the second series, depending on what we see, and we might steal that series. But the Knicks are not like. I'm not going to get hyped yet. That's the point. Like, I'm not going to get hyped yet.
I don't think this is the same Knicks teams, though. There's some of the similar past Knicks teams that did okay and got hyped.
I
think
that
this team is way better than all those teams.
Yo, you just gotta survive. You gotta survive Tibbs in the regular season, man. As long as Tibbs don't.
You should have heard me. You should have heard me.
It was just last night. I think they was up by like 30 points and they had them in the game, right, or something like that.
We just had.
They got them all. He plays them all 40 minutes a game.
42, yeah.
Plays them all 38, 40 minutes a game.
Tibbs plays all these guys like it's the last game of their careers.
We just had Emmanuel Quigley, R.J. Barrett, and Obi Toppin. You should have heard me. I thought we had 95 Bulls, bro.
I mean, they're all. I mean, Obi's kind of doing his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Like, so my point. My point to this. My point where I said that was I say this all the time. Like, I can always see the best in my team and say, "Oh, this is our." We haven't seen this before from the Knicks. Like, I said that 2 years ago. I said that last year. Oh, we've never seen Mitchell Robinson is 7 foot. He's a beast. I said this before. I'm not going to keep saying it, and then they disappoint me. So
you're not going. You ain't going there this year.
Yeah.
You're going to reserve it because you really this year you really think they're good. Though. You know what I mean?
Second round.
Like this year is the best they look. This year is the best they look. So he's like, I ain't going there. I ain't doing it.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
Yeah. Bacon talking about Eastern Conference championships already.
Don't let Bacon jinx it for you guys.
Being Boston and Milwaukee, it sounds wild.
He making it sound like if the Knicks make the championship, like I'm gonna be mad. No, nigga, I'm not. I'm gonna be happy at the end of the day.
Right. And if they do make the championship and finals, you ain't allowed to celebrate, Chris. According to Bacon,
you gonna break your Charlie Ward jersey.
He said you all the way in or you all the way out. You can't be half. What?
That's crazy for a fan.
We gotta get Bacon on the show.
Hey, yo, that's like
defend himself.
Like, honestly though, that's part of the reason why I started SNN, because fans are so ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that is just so ridiculous from Bacon.
I did it for the Giants. I did it for the Giants too. Like, after the great season last year, like I showed them love, but it was a fluke. It proved to be a fluke. I was wrong.
All you need to do is at me on Facebook. I would have told you that was a fluke. I bet money at the beginning of the season on the Giants under.
I had to listen. We showed up with nothing last year. They made a couple key moves. I thought it was it. I was like, all right, we gonna, same thing.
I mean, honestly though, Chris, I think our key moves kind of worked out a little bit. I don't know about Waller, but we're not tied to him. But
Waller's wilding right now.
It's the quarterback, bro. Like, Okorkie, he should have been an all-pro linebacker, bro. He was a top 5 linebacker this year. Every single metric, stat, PFF, whatever you want to look at, Okorkie was a top 5 linebacker. I think he was on the thing I posted,
PFF's secret.
He's a top 5 linebacker across the board. You know what I'm saying? I mean, McKinney's going to cost some money, everything like that. But we could get in depth with this a little bit after the Super Bowl, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, is there anything you want to plug, fam? I know you listen. I'm trying to eventually highlight some artists around the valley and everything like that. I think you got an artist. You know what I'm saying? Your son play basketball. Anything like that you want to plug?
Oh yeah, well, my son, he played for Mount Olive. He in Jersey. He do his thing out there. Senior season. He's doing his thing. Record ain't so great for the team, but I think they in the playoffs so far. So, besides that, man, love to everybody in S&M. And like Tone, for real, you starting that shit from the door. Like, I seen it. I'm like, yo, this is all right. Like, you don't really get too many groups like that. And the fact that most of us, like, I started connecting with people I don't know like that on there. Yeah. And it became a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I started meeting people outside of there. I've seen Chris before. Like, there's a respect factor there. Like, me and you, Tone, we done kicked it.
Right.
You know, it was all through SNN. So, man, that's what I'm going to plug. SNN, keep this shit going. Like, I'm always here.
Yo, we're gonna get up, man. We're gonna get an event. We're gonna get together really soon. Really soon. And the next couple of weeks, to be honest with you.
Maybe All-Star Weekend.
Yes. The next couple of weeks, I'm trying to get SNN together. I got some people I'm talking to. So we definitely gonna get together. You know what I'm saying? Yo, y'all going down to Florida again this weekend?
Nah, we taking a break, man. Listen, that's what I was about to tell you. Get me out the crib. Set it up. Get me out the house.
Yo, we got you. Next week, pull up for the show. Next week, we pull up.
Sure.
Yep.
Live and in effect.
Hit me with some details. Hit me with some details, and I'll make it work.
I got you, bro.
All right, bet.
All right. We appreciate you, Chris, man. Have a good one,
No
dog.
doubt, Chris. Have a good night, man.
Pleasure, fellas.
Right,
Take it easy.
Peace.
Pleasure.
Well,
All right.
All right.
man, one of our first guests, man, on the, you know what I mean, SNN podcast.
Call 7 Eagle fans that night, man.
They was scared, man. You ain't gonna get them out the crib after they lose like that. It's
Being
all right.
over 7 is not a coincidence.
It's all right.
Them
You
niggas
know?
was scared to pick up the
So this next topic is been controversial. Tone's got blocked multiple times. We're gonna talk
What
about
is it?
Vince McMahon
Over a
and the
rapist.
whole
You got blocked over that shit?
WWE.
Where, on Facebook?
Over a rapist? Nah, not on Facebook.
What, Twitter?
So I got.
What do you think?
Listen, guys, I have a special guest for the wrestling portion.
Who Miguel Quinones?
We're gonna see right now. We're gonna make the call. We're gonna make the call right now.
Miguel loves wrestling.
Get ready.
Gosh, she fucking.
Get ready.
He had us on a surprise call.
Hello?
Hello, Shellshocka.
Shellshocka.
Yo.
Joe Shellshocka.
Yo.
Where you find him, man?
Shellshocka, yo, Shellshocka. Me and Shellshocka go back, son.
Hey, yo, listen.
Class of 03.
Y'all went to school together?
Yeah, me and Shellshocka.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, tell him, man.
Hey, yo, Shellshock, I got some bars for you, dog. You thought I forgot about that shit? You gonna come on here live? You thought I forgot about that, Shellshocker?
We'll get to the bars portion in a minute, right? So, Tone has been going on a rant the past couple days about Vince and this whole WWE scandal, right? So, I told him I had a special guest. He didn't know you were the one. He named everyone else but you. So I had to go to the main source, the Wrestling Info Kid.
Exactly, the Wrestling Info Kid. So before I give my thoughts about the situation, I just want to say I'm not defending nor denying these allegations. But let's go back to 1992. In fact, let's go back to 1982.
Whatever you have
Vince
a butt,
McMahon,
that's tough.
when Vince McMahon had sexual relations with a former female referee in which he paid hush money to keep her quiet, and he was allegedly raped her too. Let's go back to 1992 when a former WWE employee who resigned because of the things that he saw Vince McMahon do and was fired came on to the Donahue show and announced that straight to Vince McMahon and said, you knew what you were doing and you fired me because I told on about you. And Vince said, no, I fired you because you weren't doing your job right. Let's go back to one of my late friends, former wrestler, Ashley Mazzaro, God rest her soul, who accused Vince McMahon of sexual contact. And lastly, let's go back to what just really happened recently to the former employee who used to work for WWE, who obviously was having sexual relations with Vince McMahon in return, getting gifts, promotions, and a whole bunch of other stuff that he bought for her to keep her quiet. Vince McMahon was ordered to pay her money, but then stopped. Now all of a sudden, now this is the big point. Now all of a sudden, she files a civil lawsuit against Vince McMahon. Not a criminal lawsuit, but a civil lawsuit, which means that most likely this will not go into court, and Vince will again get away with it by paying money out of court. And that's the reason why she is doing this now. Now, all the other wrestlers that are involved, we're not going to say names because we don't know for sure if it is the big people that they're saying that's involved. We don't know because they didn't disclose that information, but we know what name really comes up. And if people don't believe me, I'll be more than happy to come over to the house and F5 you. All right. Anyway.
Say the names. Say the names. Say the names, Shellshocka. Say the names, Elliot.
In my good friend Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, well, Brock was one of the names in the joint, right?
No. Go ahead,
Supposedly, he was the one that was getting videos and pictures and saying to Vince, "Hey, I want to meet her. I want to blank her." And that's where this whole sex trafficking thing came into play. Now, the opposite thing is this, and this is what I tell a lot of people. Now, we know that these WWE wrestlers are on the road to 365 days a year. Yeah. So not every single wrestler knows what's going on in WWE headquarters in Connecticut. They don't know for sure.
I would assume most
only the higher-ups know.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was also sexual allegations against Pat Patterson, which obviously he's gone, so we know for a fact that some of that stuff was true as well. And we know for a fact that John Laurinaitis, or as I say, John Laryngitis,
right,
he is also involved in this situation. So the lights are just coming through, and more information is being disposed to the public, which if you Google, you can Google easily 1992 situation with Donahue show. You can also find that on TikTok. You can also find from Sports Illustrated as well as New York Times, who just announced recently about the referee that I mentioned in 82 that had been supposedly raped and had to pay money to. Vince is under federal investigation for the hush money, not for the crimes that he committed. However, like I said, it's a civil suit, not a criminal suit.
Yeah, I never understand. How does that, like, if she goes to the whoever with allegations of sex trafficking, basically, how's that not picked up by any criminal? Like, how's the like?
Because when they file in court and they file as a civil suit, it really doesn't get the police involved. Hey, look, if there's an issue going on between a girlfriend and a guy. They can if it gets to the point where they need to do an investigation. Now, with her, because she's doing a civil suit, her goal is to get money. That's her goal. Did it really happen? I don't know. I looked at the text messages. I only saw.
I was using the bathroom real quick, but did you go over that they did pay that woman $1 million from an NDA, but they owed her $3 million?
Oh yeah, they owed her more. Okay. So once you,
I went to take a piece, so I don't know if
you stop those payments. All rules are off. So now she could go public. You know what I'm saying? Now she could go public. So now this is the devil.
Be eligible for more money.
So now this is the devil. This is the devil's advocate about it from the ignorant motherfuckers that don't know no better. They'll say, well, why she wait so long? Why is she going to wait now when the payments stop? You know what I'm saying? What took them so long? If they did this, if they're sex trafficking girls, why ain't they locked up? Why they a criminal charges? You know,
I think
filed.
Because she went the legal way. She didn't call the police. She went to a lawyer. The lawyer filed the paperwork. She went into civil court.
Some ignorant people will say the legal way is following a criminal lawsuit to get him locked up and send him to jail.
Exactly.
I mean,
but you're saying she only filed a civil suit.
Yeah. But WWE is so big that they have tons of lawyers that can easily get this stuff hushed on money. I mean, look what happened in 92 with the steroid. The steroid situation.
Like this, if you file it civilly, you're looking for money. If you file it criminally, you're looking for retribution and to keep other people safe. You know,
exactly.
I don't know about that though. It's just the way the way the system, society, perception, everything goes with these females, with these accusations. It's all fuzzy
sometimes
now.
People give,
you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes people give too much benefit of
they're not going to come out right away. Like you said, Vince McMahon is the most powerful man, like, you know what I mean? Entertainment.
Yeah.
Like she knows if she gets raped by him or something like that.
Top secret Japanese ninja.
So if she gets raped by him or something like that, you know what I'm saying? Like she knows.
And as I always say,
or she's scared. She
And
has
as
a career, everything. Like, people are just like brainwashed, and like they want that. That's her dream, is to work for WWE. So,
and as I always say,
if the owner is going to come up to me, you know what I'm saying, and ask me to do these things, and this is my thing,
here's a tough question,
I'm gonna feel nasty about it. I don't want to do this. No at first, but if he keeps on, like,
at what
this
point,
is what they do.
At what point, though, does another adult take responsibility in their own actions? She could have quit. It wasn't like she's a single mother living in.
I mean, she eventually
no
did.
resources. This
Yeah.
is a woman working in a high position in WWE.
I mean, she eventually did.
Yeah, but again, like I said, she went through that still, right? So, like, a lot of times it's about like, okay, this is a.
I don't know what they went through, because
this is a personal
like
thought of mine.
said,
To always think of why didn't they come forward sooner? And I get it. There's a lot of times where women are scared, they don't have the resources, and they're afraid. But if you're a woman like this woman, this is not some lady who's living on
but
Section
why?
8.
But I hate this.
Call
I
the
hate
police,
this.
bro. Vince McMahon
They
is not.
don't listen. There's millions of examples.
Fucking
listen,
a Bush
there's
family member.
a million.
it's going on for years.
There's a millions of examples where the girl calls the police, the cop comes, and he leaves, and then the fucking man or whatever, husband, baby dad, kills her right off the fucking police comes. You know what I'm saying? They'll file the report
Well, not
7, 8, 9, 10 times. They don't do nothing.
Vince McMahon's
There's
not
nothing to
killing some
argue
lady,
about
though.
that.
You know
but
what I'm
it
saying?
doesn't
Like-
matter. They're not going to believe the woman's story over a billionaire, Vince McMahon.
They will, though, Tone.
They won't.
They will. If she has
didn't.
evidence, they
won't.
will, Tone.
Because
Like,
won't.
I don't
They're
care
going to
about
think it's extortion.
Like,
But
They're
they
going to think she's trying to extort money
because
out.
Tony said
Exactly.
it isn't real. They say that somebody
It is
won't.
real.
Who's
Oh,
somebody,
it
Tone?
is real,
If you
my
have
nigga. Like, yo,
proof,
there's
it doesn't
plenty
care.
of examples of
None that
females
matters.
doing this,
yes,
bro.
And there's plenty of
It's
examples of
story.
people
It's not
having
even
it.
a debate.
There's plenty of
about
people
it.
having proof, Tone.
Go ahead, Elliot. Let's get
if
back
someone
to
has-
the Royal Rumble.
If someone has proof to it, then you got to go.
Let's get
by
back
that.
to the Royal Rumble. Because that's just
So we obviously knew that Braun Baker took the place of Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was supposed to be returning at the Royal Rumble because of the allegations. They pulled him out. So Braun Baker made his debut at the Royal Rumble. Wonderful for him. It gave an opportunity. To me, in my opinion, about the whole situation, when people ask me about it, like I said, I nor deny or accept the allegations, but I only saw the text messages of what Vince said, but I didn't see the text messages of what she said. And as I always say, there's 3 sides to a story. There's her side, his side, and the truth. And we may never, ever see the truth, but I do not put it past Vince to do this because, look, I grew up watching wrestling since I was a little kid, since I was literally a baby. We're talking like seeing the first WrestleMania. Vince had always had a tie with the Playboy Mansion and Hustler. Boom. We seen it in the Attitude Era.
Right.
We saw the way he acted.
right.
We saw the way he did with Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
No. That's why when people told me, I'm like, well, I'm not surprised. I mean, literally, we watched Trish Stratus bark like a dog in front of him. We watched, Rikishi get his face shoved up his butt, and literally saw Edge and Lita like having a sex-pose in the middle of Monday Night Raw.
Yep. Yep.
So we were exploited to sexual.
I got a text here, Shellshocka, that she actually responds to. I see one at least. Vince, exactly, baby. He's not the only one.
Oh shit, I might have to blank some of this out.
Oh shit, do I?
I don't know. I know Vince is
So now the name is blanked out. But
That's Brock Lesnar.
so and so called me this afternoon begging to eat you and F you with his nice hard cock. And then
what was her response?
And she responds, "Give me another week, baby. I'll be ready. I'm feeling more like myself. It's not great, but it's getting better."
So there you go. She is accepting that.
I mean, I wouldn't call
She's
that.
going
I
with
wouldn't
the
really
flow.
call. I mean, it sounds like here she's probably been avoiding them for a few days or something. You know what I'm saying?
What makes
so
it
that's
totally-
what it
yeah.
sounds
What
like.
makes it totally
so it's
wild
like,
is
give
that
me.
she's
It
underneath
seems
him.
like she's not trying to piss him off,
Right.
And like,
so
yo, give me some time.
Give me another
Yeah.
week. Give me some time. She's just trying to avoid him. Buy some time to find a way to get out of
Well,
this.
it doesn't even matter what she
You know
says.
what I'm saying?
Him being her boss and texting her with that makes him.
You can't do that.
Yeah,
right.
no matter what she says.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So this
It's definitely
matter
sexual
how-
harassment.
No matter
So
how
this
much
was-
she's into it or not, it's still wildly ethically wrong.
So this was Vince's response.
Right.
I already told him, baby. By the way, Johnny wants Tuesday, but but not this coming one, and the occasional Saturday. But maybe I can shift it to Thursday nights.
And he was
like, he's just said that's sex trafficking.
Yeah,
he was setting her
He was
up.
sending the videos of her having sex to other people, everybody in the office, and sending pictures and videos to everybody, and telling people that she does X, Y, Z, and she's willing to do all these things. And I don't know if he received payment for it though, right? Would that be sex trafficking?
They pulled that from Vince's phone.
Right.
They pulled that from Vince's phone.
From Vince's phone. Yep.
So obviously he's guilty of that, but I mean, it's just the point where it's like they didn't, like you said, they didn't say the wrestlers' names. They just put a blank there, but everybody automatically assumed it was Brock Lesnar. Do we know if it was Brock Lesnar? I don't know. How does Sable feel about it? Let's call up Sable and be like, hey, how do you feel about knowing your husband had sex with another woman? We don't know for sure because we don't know all the details yet.
And
it's not even in the civil lawsuit.
Plenty other major outlets have came out and said it was Brock Lesnar too.
Obviously, it is if he's not in the Royal Rumble and if he's not seen in WWE anymore.
Yeah. If there's a big, if really big networks are reporting that as Brock Lesnar, you better believe that the right people did research to make sure they ain't finna get brought up in the next lawsuit.
There's no doubt about it. What's gonna happen is it's gonna be hush. It's gonna be hushed. He's gonna pay all the money, and this whole thing is gonna go under the table just like it did before. Because it doesn't say that the FBI is investigating sex trafficking. It doesn't say that the police department's investigating sex trafficking. It didn't say anything about state of Connecticut, or anything like that. It just says civil lawsuit blank by who, accusing of. That's pretty much what it's leading out to be. It's just coming down to that. Do I believe that he did it? I can't say, but look, man, if you put a freaking stripe on a skunk and call it a zebra, you obviously know that it's still black and white. I don't condone any of that shit, but like Vince, you should be ashamed of yourself because one, you're supposed to be the universe. You're supposed to be supportive of cancer. You're supposed to be, sponsorship of Slim Jims and Snickers and Skittles and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Like if I were the Make-A-Wish Foundation, I found out about this, I'd pull out all my sponsorship. But
I mean,
TKO doesn't stand for that shit.
Yeah, he stepped down on everything.
Yeah.
He stepped down on everything.
Well, didn't he step down last year too? But then came back?
Yes.
Yeah, but they got sold.
He stepped down because they were doing The FBI is actually investigating him on the money that he paid multiple women to keep their mouths shut about affairs that he had. And why don't we hear about Linda McMahon? Because she's all the way in the dark. I mean, yeah, he spent all this money for her campaign and she lost miserably, but she hasn't been seen on television. She hasn't even been associated really with him.
I mean, they're saying that they're like secretly divorced. Man, yeah, like how could you even do anything?
Exactly.
They're probably divorced, right?
The hugest.
So now, what do you think? Hey, Elliot, what do you think about the new deal, the Netflix deal?
I think it's awesome. I think it's great.
I think that's huge.
I think it's amazing. I think it's amazing.
Honestly, going to SNN, like we discussed that before on SNN about the Super Bowl going to pay-per-view or streaming or something. I think WWE going to Netflix like opens that door for the Super Bowl to go pay-per-view. Everything, like all sports are about to go streaming.
Because they're making a lot more money with streaming. They know that people have to pay money to do streaming.
It's the first time ever. Raw is the longest running live event in like TV history or some shit, a show
on television,
right? So now they're going to Netflix. Like that changes. Like that
changes the game.
And even as somebody like me who doesn't watch wrestling at all, to see how much content and discussion there is around wrestling lets me know that it's still really, really huge. Like,
look, the minute that ESPN started picking up on wrestling, and the minute that you can gamble on wrestling, made you show how popular it's getting. Because back then we had to call a 1-800 number to learn what was happening.
If it's
DraftKings, they advertise it all the time.
I don't know. They'll advertise it. They'll play you. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Hey, my friends and I used to go to Starter's Pub.
I'll be taking all of the bets, like, because you know what's going to happen.
My friends and I used to go to Starter's Pub, and we would bet on who we thought is going to be entering the Rumble who's going to win the Rumble, who's going to win the matches. We didn't know back then, the spoilers and stuff like we do now. I mean, we used to call 800 numbers back in the 90s. You call the number, and they said, coming up next, Stone Cold Steve Austin's facing The Rock, and Mick Foley is going to win the WWE title belt on Raw. You know, you heard about that stuff, but social media
I didn't know nothing about that.
was not as popular as it is now. Every single person is like a historian about wrestling because they Google shit.
Right.
We grew up living it. VHS tapes. We grew up watching it live. We used to come home from school and watch GFW on ECW on prime time. And then we used to watch Monday Night Raw on Monday nights. And then we went into WCW. Then we went into,
ECW.
you know, so we lived
Is
that
there
whole
a current
entire
competitor to WWE right now with the Netflix?
No, not at all. There's
Not
no
on
competitor.
Netflix. They got AEW, but AEW
hasn't even begun to get as big as they are because
at first,
this is the problem
when
with
AEW started, they gave WWE some pressure, but it honestly might have helped WWE to step up their game
And just take their
You know
best
what I'm saying?
wrestlers.
I mean, they was taking some wrestlers. CM Punk's back. They took CM Punk.
The Khan
Daniel
Khan
Bryan.
owned that.
They
right?
hired
Shout-
too
the
many
Jackson-
guys.
Yeah.
And and
what's
Tony
his
Khan
name?
has no idea what he's doing because there's no storyline to AEW. The best thing that they had running in AEW was Chris Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society. The whole thing going on with AEW is that there's no storylines to get you invested. It's just match wrestling. WWE focuses on storylines. Let me give an example. Okay, pretend you never knew nothing about the whole tribal chief with Roman Reigns, and automatically The Rock comes back and faces Roman Reigns. You're gonna be like, what the hell? Why is this happening? Where the hell's The Rock been? And, you know, he's been in Hollywood. That's not gonna help you. You're building up storylines. Stone Cold Steve Austin against, you know, Shawn Michaels or Stone Cold against The Rock. You never would have cared if there was no storylines that led up to it. They don't have storylines.
That tribal shit gotta end, man. That shit.
I'm serious. Well, TKO doesn't like it. They want Cody Rhodes to be.
But that's what I'm trying to get at. Did you like the Royal Rumble this past weekend or not? I was
happy.
I don't watch.
I was happy.
I don't watch WWE as I used to. I try to watch the pay-per-views, but I thought it was just overall mids.
Royal Rumble I gave it a C+. The reason I gave it a C+ was because Roman Reigns retained his title. The reason that I gave Royal Rumble a C+ was because, yes, Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble again, but my boy CM Punk didn't win, and he obviously got injured and is going to be out for 4 to 6 months with the torn tricep. But I did like the debut of Jane Cargill. I did like the possibilities of seeing Jordan Grace from TNA come into WWE was awesome. That was amazing. But there was no really surprise entrances. There was no like older wrestlers that came in. It was not as exciting as you expect it to be. And to be honest with me, if it's The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania, I'm probably going to fall asleep and be like, no, I'm not going to watch this. I'd rather see Gunther versus... Let's go with Seth freaking Rollins. Gunther versus Seth freaking Rollins. Here's two champions that have held the belts, defended the belts. Every single night we see them on television. We see them in matches, whether it's a title match or not. Roman Reigns is like, I don't feel like working tonight. All right, you know what? I'll show up next month. I'll show up a month after that. I'll show up. One person that really deserves the title belt, and I'm going to say it closely, is Drew McIntyre, because Drew carried WWE through the COVID pandemic.
Never heard of
and there was nobody there to cheer him. I never missed a wrestling.
Long hair.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan type
exactly.
I never missed a WrestleMania. I never missed a pay-per-view. I never missed a Raw. That's why I have the knowledge that I have. Because I've been watching wrestling since day one. What's up?
You going to WrestleMania in Philly?
Hell no. I ain't going to WrestleMania. Why the hell should I go to Philly to see WrestleMania and sit up in a high rise where I can't even see the ring when I can watch it on television? The last time I was in Philadelphia, it was the Dallas Cowboys versus the Eagles, and they beat the Eagles. And I met Jason Witten, who signed my football helmet.
Talking shit. Talking shit.
That's right.
Hey, yo, but listen, Shellshocka, listen, we appreciate you calling in, dog. We appreciate you calling in.
Yo, it's SNN. Talk your shit. If everybody got problems with the bust your lip, take it out right now with one trip. Vince is guilty. I said it.
Yeah, there we go. Bars,
Okay.
real quick. Bars, real quick, baby. Hey, yo, listen, we might need an intro, though, Shellshocka. We got copyright infringements going on with us on YouTube,
We hot like
Spotify,
Vince.
Apple Podcasts. We out here on the run. We got a warrant out for the podcast arrest. We need you to drop a
Yo,
freestyle
I'm a voice
for us,
actor,
though.
man. Whatever you need, I got you.
Okay,
Oh, my
okay,
God.
that's even better. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
Yo, we
Yo,
appreciate
this is
everything.
Elliot J. Bush. I'm telling everyone to follow SNN Talk Your Shit, because if you want real hard hits, follow SNN Talk the Shit.
We fuck with you.
My man. Holla. Yo, is there anything you need to plug? Anything with your voice act overs? Anything like that?
ElliotJBush.com or that cool guy 83X on TikTok.
All right. There we go.
My man,
There we go.
Elliot.
We'll holla at you,
All right,
Shellshocka.
Elliot, yo,
The GOAT.
appreciate you, brother. Class of 03.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Holla.
Later, guys.
How'd you get his shell shot?
Yeah, son, listen. We had to pull out the big guns in WWE, son. That's it.
That's real.
Yo, Shellshocka could have talked about WWE till fucking midnight.
Yo, next time we do it,
gotta love it.
we're getting Chef WrestleMania. We're gonna have Shellshocka. And
Yo, he
Sheik
can
on,
have his
son.
own pot.
Definitely.
They could do their own wrestling fucking
Right,
podcast.
definitely.
bro.
We're getting
Right.
Shellshocka and Sheaf on.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 100%.
His
That'll be
passion
fucking
about
gold.
wrestling is unmatched.
That'll be
Yeah,
gold.
no, he's been watching it for a long
I
time.
haven't seen it.
All right, guys, listen. This is wrapping up episode 4. You know, we got video footage now, so we'll be up on the YouTube page.
Once again, Pivot Productions. We'll play with this video footage, everything like that, audio footage. All right?
Pivot Productions on all your social medias. Shout out Homelending, Nick the Jesus.
Yeah, Planet Homeland, Nick De Jesus, our brother,
Yes, 5-star hearts. All right, shout out to them also.
and Chris Avila Realty.
Chris Avila Realties.
Oh, you know what?
Go.
And Mike Lowry wanted me to shout out the District 11 Wrestling.
Oh yeah, we were gonna do that. We do
Mike
that
is
next
big
week.
into the wrestling. Every time
Okay,
I
so
see
yeah,
us-
we'll do
every time I
that
see
next
Mikey,
week.
He's like,
Yeah,
yo,
that's
I'll be
cool.
talking about wrestling on the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
nigga, bring your ass to the podcast.
We'll
man.
talk about
Yeah,
that.
we'll call
So-
Pena in. You talking about Pena?
No, Mike Lowry.
Okay, yeah. Forgot. Yeah. We call Mikey in for
His
sure.
son is
His son's
in
nice.
college wrestling.
His son's in high school. He's nice.
His
He's
other
a beast.
son was a wrestler too, so you know.
Okay. Yep. All right, guys. Yeah. God bless. Good
Y'all
night.
be good out
Yo,
there,
be
man.
easy, man. Be easy,
It's
everyone.
only entertainment.
Come back, Fast Stacks.